games, and whoever does it best wins, right?
I am excited, man. This is the upper bracket, and we might see a team between these two will go down into the lower bracket. Now on to the bans. Staple choices as well. The Musashi, the Mai Shenhui, and finally, since we're here, the Zhangfei ban.
Yes, we've already seen how potent this pick is, simply because once he hits the unbridled outburst, he is turning into an offensive monster as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's a difficult position to deal with. At the same time, the stuns come in, and we have seen how teams have learned how to use him as a zoning tool or a trap to kind of pincer people in the fights. They're gonna follow this up with the Gun and Mo ban for the side of Dominator, and I feel like, you know what? This is a good start.
Yeah, I think it has been like the U1 as a great start for BLACKLIST International. It has been that formula that they want to win around. It has been a staple throughout their appearance. This year alone in their appearances, it has been a staple ingredient in their own wins. But one thing also stands out here is the Dolia and the Dawn. They're willing to trade this for the Yuan. In the first series, we haven't seen this kind of hero pop off just yet. But in these two specifically, this is no stranger to them, and they want to make this work early and the Ogren pickup.
Yep, okay, so one of the things that we see a lot of teams do when they pick up the Dune and Dolia combination is that Unruly Blade Refresh, right? With the Celestial Melody as well. It allows Freddy to jump in and out, essentially a much tankier Hansing. But if you look at the other side, BLACKLIST, this is one of their specialties, the front-facing spear. Right? Where the Organ comes in, we're expecting Juicy to be really aggressive with this. And in fact, no, it could be Juicy taking up the Yuan in the jungle, and we might see a clash lane Organ instead.
I think that's the layer, right? That's the follow-up that BLACKLIST International has been pulling off. It's a good thing to note that we're looking for we're seeing a demonstration how the Yuan is slowly becoming effective in most of the teams that has been existing here in HOKC and even in your games. You can try it as well. But in the bans here of BLACKLIST International, they know they don't have the front line just yet. But the ban on the Angela, it has been a great pickup into the second phase, and they don't want it to happen following with the Liu Bang and the Matsu. They have started things with that comp with the Neza too.
Yeah, very simple solution here, right? Which is to kind of take away the disruptions, the stun as well. I don't think Dominator's lineup deals well with disruptions. As a Dun, you want to be able to jump in and really just start initiating onto the backlines or whoever you are aiming at. Creating space for Mr. Toshi here, one of the MVPs of Dominator, to really just run his game at his best.
Yeah, I think the Dominator run here has been focused on how Freddy here and also Jurl is making that combination all across the map. Mainly for Freddy, for the Lady Sun here, it has been great. It has been amazing. And with that kind of damage you can pull off against any other team, it's like we're looking at the advantage of strength in the power picks completely utilized by DMT.
Yeah, now they're gonna finish this up at least the second half, starting off with the Dharma. And we know Chipangs, he is a monstrous player, but this Dharma is just another layer of proficiency coming out from Chipangs.
Yeah, it also is a comfort pick for Chami1 as well. Like the Dharma, nowadays, I don't know, it has been a great backline initiator crowd control that could keep everybody and make everybody shake up in the wrong situations. And with that kind of control, DMT wants to take it against BLACKLIST International with the trade of the Leon Po and the Lady Jean. Amping up, as you said, it's like a frontline spear with ice.
Yeah, and at this point, the question is, does Dominator pick up the second Queen of Ice, which is going to be the Princess Frost, because it has not been banned out. And it pairs really well with Chipangs on this Dharma, right? In fact, it pairs really well with Freddy on the Dune as well.
And everyone.
Yeah, any stun that comes in, you can expect them to follow up. And you know what? Heino is a great answer as well, because he's able to soak up damage, he's able to tank. At the same time, he pulls away attention to himself.
And with attention coming into play here, the last pick, I were expecting the Princess Frost here for the last pick of DMT, but with the Lady Jean here being in the mid lane of BLACKLIST International, you have range of hope, right? With the Heino coming in with the Scepters, and it's just like a front and peel with what, in and out with the Heino and survivability as well. So let's see where this here is going to go, and this is game number 1 into the upper bracket. Who is going to make the first momentum here?
Yep, boys, this is one for the books here. This is a classic rivalry building in front of our eyes already, right? And you know what? I'm super excited with the first matchup being the Clash Lane matchup. I'm so curious to see how Chammy1 does against Chipangs in this series.
Oh yeah, I'm excited, man. This is just a match to look forward to. Besides looking at the third series, this one has been waiting for them to meet. I've been seeing the bars been exchanging, right?
Oh, Freddy looking pretty low. We do have some of the blue team over the side of the wall. It is going to be first blood going over to Juicy.
See, early invade aggression from DNT. Is this a thing we expect from this lineup?
Yes, for sure. I mean, we have seen teams take up the Dune. We expect them to be really aggressive. But at this time, maybe Dominator not communicating as much.
Yeah, the first round coming through there. I mean, Toshi got caught off with that one, but he's dealing few blows back onto Chaz, right? So right for now, a little bit tit for tat between both of the supports. We have Hugh on here. The burst round does go back in again. Magma Slam connects, but not doing anything fatal.
It's just like they want to read through this kind of scenario. That's the one thing that they need to do. What is this? Yeah. We're seeing something here from BLACKLIST International.
It's not going to be looking good, right? If they lose this is going to be a horrible start for the side of Dominator.
Another vital ingredient for the early game.
One more.
Take it away. Wow. Wow, BLACKLIST International with this kind of start, they would really put DMT here in a tight spot to find available food there is.
Yep, I wouldn't find it surprising if we're going to see a 1k lead by the side of BLACKLIST in the first, 3-4 minutes?
Yeah. I think that's the timer, right? If we keep on looking at the window on both sides, specifically on this lineup, we've seen the Don Freddy here trying to get that counter vision coming in from the Ogren. But looking at this pick right now from the Ogren against the Don, there are situations that Chammy1 here, and with this kind of pressure that they're building in the Clash lane, it's some sort of like the thing that we've seen before.
Yeah, and you know what? Freddy's not having a good time, and it's a rarity. Toshi, though.
Oh, okay, the pushback there was close for Toshi, right? That was almost a takedown again for BLACKLIST. BLACKLIST playing very aggressive, right?
Oh yeah, I think this kind of lineup that they have right now is they want to create space, advantage for psychological advance, even for the farming. Golden Kite alone here would really have the chance to just keep on getting the minions for himself.
Okay, so Chammy1 against Chipangs looks like advantage to Chammy for the time being, right? I think a lot of rotations have come up from the side of Juicy as well. For the first time here, Aaron helping him out. We might get another kill.
Oh, Chipangs, he's able to get dash out of there, but the Frozen comes through. Is he going to be able to get enough damage from the side of BLACKLIST? It is Juicy coming into the back. He gets pushed away there as well. Jill coming in for a life-saving play just for now. We see Freddy on the rotation, trying to cut off Chaz. He then meets it with the burst ramp. The path of passing comes through. Death Precipice as well. We get the Tremor Smash and Freddy goes down. Is it going to be enough here for DMT to try and take a 1-1 trade? We see Toshi in his jaw picking off Golden Kite for now. Early's committed. The Wave Breaker comes through from Dolia. But I think that's enough to drive away BLACKLIST.
Yep, they have ran away. This is a one big advantage they have built for themselves on the side of BLACKLIST. And like I said, 1,000 gold ahead. In fact, even more for the Filipinos here. And right now, Dominator, they need to figure how do they break this momentum that BLACKLIST have acquired for themselves.
Momentum and space that they have created in team fights. Jazz on landing the Tremor Smash, and that is really a complete deny on how they want to go and make this Dharma pick work for Chipangs, and also pressure as well on how to make that play. They want to take this time for themselves, and it's an even trade for now because the latest will become with BLACKLIST. With the push they're trying to build here, I think it's more beneficial to them to take the Overlord.
Yep, okay, OSX, I think we kind of sit in the same camp here, right? We feel that BLACKLIST can edge it out against Dominator. Yeah. But it's...
the truth mantra comes through from Chipangs.
Every time I compliment a team, someone dies.
Somebody is ready for karaoke, man.
Oh, baby, how she moves.
I know what is top of the list right now, but going back to that thought, we were asking, like, how will this lineup break momentum in the front line? Chipangs was like, okay, truth mantra, got you in the corner.
Yeah, that's how we deal with it, right? And now, right away, they've recovered. Simple farm, 2-2 in terms of kills. Trying to dwindle down their goal lead, right?
Yeah, I think the gold lead right now, slowly building by BLACKLIST, is only checking out like Golden Kite is really having a great way of getting the right ingredients in. That's why we're looking at a movement coming in from the mid to the farm lane of DMT to probably counter it. And I think it's so hard for them to really be in frontline situations, because if Chaz keeps on doing that right on-point tremor smashes right onto DMT, it's just hard to counter. Like the Dola can only do so much, and Drill as well. It's not yet the time for him to be in a defense. Not unless Freddy has a lot of resources got onto his sleeve as well.
Yep, okay, at the same time, I think as long as Gerald is not slowed down, he will be a very big marker of success for the side of Dominator, right? So as long as Gerald and Toshi, they do well in this game, I think they will be able to take this first game of the series.
Ooh, mirroring something that would happen in the earlier part. They kind of stole the red one here for BLACKLIST International. So this is like the opening that you get once you take down a T1 down bottom. This is like a space for Toshi to actually move around in, and Freddy as well. So they can actually camp in this specific area of BLACKLIST International that can be a great attention grabber as the games go along.
Yep, we can expect the first few catches to come out from Chipix. He has been hiding on that bottom mid brush for quite a bit. But with that patience he has, it kind of opened up a door for the side of Chammy, right? And now Chammy rewards himself with T1. Map control in favor of Black, gold slightly in favor of Black as well.
Yeah, it's not too far gone, man. Like, I think DMT knows where to strike, and they just want to keep it cool now, and really respecting the damage that BLACKLIST International has. Okay, receive interceptors connecting onto Just-Chi, and this is like DMT. Okay, we're not yet done just yet. We want to try something off, and the gold lead that we're trying to observe here is not yet done for the side of DMT.
Okay, so one benefit that Dominator is doing for themselves is the fact that Toshi has been funneled EXP and gold as well. He's level 9. So right now, two members on the side of BLACKLIST are at risk. And that's going to be Aaron as well as Chaz. They're under level in comparison to Toshi, which means there is a potential for huge burst as well.
Oh, well, yeah, the potential now is just taking the T1 in mid.
Yes, there's only Aaron in the mid lane. Chaz is nearby. The untargetable comes from. He gets the flash out, but it is going to be the T1 that gets taken down there in the mid lane, as it is responded likewise by Golden Kite into the farm. Taking the T1 is quite big here. Using the wave breaker is L to push away BLACKLIST.
Okay. How about this, Skin? Like, they're kind of trading with towers here. Like, is this like a waiting window for DMT to strike? Is there a power on this lineup that would really shine on the latest stage of the game?
They still need to have one extra step, right? So far, everything that Dominator has been doing, BLACKLIST understands, yeah, this is happening, we'll make a trade, right? They take a T1 mid, they take a T1 bot. They take a kill, we take the T1 top. Yeah, so far, every move by DMT has been countered, has been evened out by BLACKLIST. So if Dominator wants to take the lead from them, they need to do something else, something extra.
Something extra? I think that is the question now, right? With the map slowly being open, I think they would really want to take this first T1 mid turret against DMT. Okay. Coming in with the hiding pokes here from BLACKLIST International. Not just yet, but look at the position of Freddy, though.
Breaker gets then stunned, and we see that Freddy's in the brush. He gets the wind slash, but it is going to be countered by Juicy. He does take to the sky for a little while to be untargetable on the Hue 1. It's a little bit of a flirtatious team fight for now. The path of passing comes through to kind of get Chammy out of there. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of denial, a lot of tease, a lot of pull, and back and forth, right?
Yeah. Look at the position of Chaz, man. Like you've seen the in and out kind of exchange on who's gonna make the first move. But one thing they want to do here is like go for the back line, and Chaz is really taking that, but he got spotted.
Not a good situation for them, and as such, Juicy gets the first Tyrant of the game, and with that, they will be able to get more.
Okay, C-Pangs is going in for the 3-man ground control, the wave breaker, but it is going to be completely nullified by the Tremor Smash. That is currently a 1-1 trade for BLACKLIST. It's now going over the side of Dominator Esports. 2-1-3-2 trade. Freddy, Toshi are on the run, trying to get the juice, but are they going to be able to capitalize on that distance for now?
Yeah, moments of hesitation. That exact moment that C-Pangs understood his own purpose. He knew when to use that combo right away, and BLACKLIST was really waiting for a moment to take down that turret, but that space bought some time for DMT to go into their own back line.
Yep, so we were talking about something extra, right? This was the extra sauce that DMT needed, and this is why that last pick Hano is such a menace. Simply because he's able to tank, but at this stage of the game, level 11, he is way ahead of Aaron, right? 1 level. He's able to get the damage in as well.
Yeah, going back to the stream, this was the specific moment. Sipangs knew what was the angle on how to take down Black by surprise. They were overstaying here, and they don't know how to make an entrance. That kind of scenario.
Oh, I want to go back to the live. There's a lot going on here. We see that Chaz is a little bit too lost in the sauce of DMT. He gets caught out. That is a support for support right now. The Dolia goes down. They don't have the Celestial Melody, so none of that ornaments are going to get refreshed on the side of DMT. The Eye of the Phoenix gets brought in to Juicy for now, so the HP regen is going to go off. The Death Precipice, oh, the slam, and it's going to be Golden Kite picking up the kill onto Jill, and that is a 3-1 trade.
Yep, it was a missed opportunity by Chipangs that he did not have the flash, he couldn't commit that Truth Mantra. That would have changed the game in favor for Dominator, but once again, Blacklist, they wrestled this lead back.
Oh yeah, speaking of the lead, right, they're now in par, slowly being taken by Dominator, but now by 2K, slowly building up, they know what could be the crack here in the stronghold of Blacklist International. We're seeing the items here. It has been a favorite first item here for mages such as Lady Sean, which is the Venomous Staff. Having a great amount of crowd control and toughness in the lineup of DMT, slowly it will work, but that kind of openings that you can give for DMT, it is a complete punish, and this will put Chaz in really tight spots.
Yeah, I just want you guys to take note of Jero's itemization. He is actually going to be a big problem later parts of this game. He already has the Mask of Agony, went for the Insatiable Tomb as well. He's the one that will be responsible in turning the big fights after Chipangs gets the hit, the Truth Mantra down onto the side of Blacklist. So as long as they can kind of counter or watch out where Jero is, as well as Chipangs, Blacklist should be able to take most fights.
Yeah, and Chami won here. Oh,
a fight on 2 fronts. It's baited by the Freight Rewind, but it only goes so far. He gets it again. He's going to get a CC stun from the Dolia as well, but it's not going to be enough to stop Blacklist. Chami with a double kill takes down Jill, takes down Chipangs as well. Are they going to pick up any more? Freddy is on the run, and there is a Death Precipice slowing him down. There is the Kobe for now, and then we see Juicy goes taken down, but that is not going to be enough for DMT to come back. That's a 4-1 trade, boys.
But the base is struggling. The T3 at the bottom is being threatened at this point.
Yeah, okay, good thing they still have waves, they still have Shadow Overlords here just marching and going through a pressure down bottom. They need to translate this into a counter pressure too. With Blacklist here maintaining the position in the mid lane, they would also need to equalize the lanes as well.
Okay, here's a hot take. I think DMT won that end of the day, because now the T3 is just a whisker away from being taken down.
Okay. That is like a... How would you manage to hold that thought, right? Like, this is like a very slit of HP onto the last D3, the higher ground turret into the base of Blacklist International, and they need to counter this push. That's why we're looking at Chami 1 here going with this kind of equalizer onto the bottom lane just to not get disrupted in team fights just happen early on.
Yep, and this is exactly how you fight Joe, right? You want to force him. The Fate Rewind needs to be close to you after he's done. And once the refresh is used, there's 2 big elements out of the picture for the side of Dominator. And this is exactly why they won this team fight. But once again, I'm really upset.
Oh my god, at the live moment starting the team fight was Chami with the Path of Passing going through, locking down Jill. So there is going to be no Fate to be rewind for now for DMT. We do see the minion wave crashing in the mid lane for Blacklist, but for DMT, the opposite is happening in the clash lane. So right now, it's a bit of a base rush, and we've seen this time and time again with Blacklist.
Oh, this is just so classic Blacklist International. They need to close this game sooner because this is like an opening that you can give for CPS if you commit a mistake, but they have successfully taken HD.
Well, looking pretty low. The wave breaker is going to be enough to kind of just to tear them for a second. We see the burst ramp. We see the tremor smash. Toshi just manages to make it to safety for now. He comes back in with a little bit of health. Chaz looking really low. It's a bit of a comeback for DMT. That's a 2-0 trade. Blacklist are on the run.
Yeah, that was a huge risk and it did not pay off. Right now, Joe is the one that changed and saved the day for Dominator. Everyone put their bodies on the line. Chipangs had to use the truth. He pushed Aaron onto the crystal itself, and now they get to reward themselves with the Tyrant, Shadow Tyrant as well. OSX, did they make the biggest mistake of this game?
I think they did, man. Like the opening, they kind of like overstayed once more because they know in a second there was like a waves of minions that has been respawned into the base of DMT, and that opening that CP that was talking about even happened at the most crucial way possible. In that kind of situation, they were lacking of defense, they were lacking of waves around the map, and this like puts everything aboard. It's still the same situation as this moment. Having 12 to 9, DMT slowly making a comeback for this one.
Yep, the 3,000 goal lead amounts to not much at this point, simply because Toshi is already 15, Joe is already 15, they're just left with the last slots for the 6 slotted items.
Yeah, and then it's a complete recipe for damage and the defense as well. This is like a base race that they can't commit, but who gets this Overlord here would really buy time and edge on team fights in case they fail to make an opening. This is like a relying on Chaz and Zipangs right now. They can't make that mistake. They can't die. They need to be in the right spot here to target another pickoff for DMT. That would actually work. Find an opening, find a pickoff, but it's just so hard for them here because nobody is taking the Overlord just yet.
Okay, but DMT, of course, they are looking for the win as well. And right now, Chipangs has the most important job. He needs to find out where the rest of Blacklist International are at. He's the only one that has the ability to check and perhaps give his life. He just needs to land the Truth Mantra once. That's his job.
Look at this. Look at the positioning of Freddy here. They're just being careful, but this is a very situation. If they caught one here, ooh,
I mean, that was a nice path to pass him, right? That's trying to catch out and blank out Freddy.
That was so close.
It's a bit too close for comfort. At this point, both teams, they are teetering on the edge, right? One mistake, both teams have the options and skills to catch you out. So, you don't want to face check brushes, you don't want to go in solo as well.
Yeah, don't make go to check the brushes or even Aaron, man. Like, it's a complete punish for DMT right now. Looking at the goal, I know both of them is chasing gold, whatever, but the situation of this game, the caliber of this lineup really can punish and end the game depending on how they're equalizing the waves. We're looking at Chami 1 clearing one up top, we're looking at Jerk clearing one down bottom, and they're equalizing this. Oh, they spotted one here.
Yeah, I mean, they've got DMT on the back foot for now. That's not going to be enough for them to take this fight. The Unruly Blade is on refresh. It gets taken up again for the side of a DMT. But right now, it's like, again, it's that flirtatious dance we had down by the Tyrant maybe like 4 or 5 minutes ago, right? So again, these two teams don't want to commit just yet. They want to make the right moment strike.
I feel like they might want to do this shimmy here, right? So bait a fake fight in the middle of the map and allow maybe Chami to get the split push going on for the T3 as well. But looks like, hey, they want to maybe commit to this.
Yeah, they're baiting it. They're baiting the Shadow Overlord for now. And Chaz goes into the back to deny the access from DMT. They secure the Shadow Overlord, which means that Blacklist is going to have that Shadow Vanguard with aid in these lanes.
Yeah, good thing that we're seeing like the equalization on the lanes here. Like, it was so close that they wanted to push this one off by taking the Overlord for themselves. But one thing also that stands out here, the team of DMT has wave clear.
Yeah, they have pretty decent wave clear as well. And I'm not sure, for those of you that are not at MGP space, the tension here is electrifying, right? And right now, the Dominator fans are extremely silent.
Yeah, everybody is shouting.
Yeah, they are so stressed about this as well.
Yeah, and I think they need to channel the stress more in a positive situation, because if somebody blinks here on either of both, we'll lose it. But now, as of this moment, Blacklist has a way of putting pressure, and they don't want that same mistake once again that can be punished by DMT. They need to look after where Zipangs is coming from.
No, they've got all the pieces of the puzzle, right? They have the Vanguards, they have the waves crashing in on all 3 lanes. It just depends if Chami wants to be jammy enough to get into this team fight with a passive passing, but it's not going to be enough for them to get in just yet. I feel like Blacklist is playing a little bit too safe. They could have gone in there, maybe even taken that higher ground turret, but it looks like they're going to go back, take the Shadow Tyrant for a little bit more damage.
I think one of the things that we might be underestimating is the amount of damage over time that Joe can do with the Scepters of Fate. At the same time, Toshi now is an absolute monster. He has the Sage's Sanctuary, so it's double Toshi time. And it might be too much damage for Blacklist to handle, which is why they're kind of cautious about how they approach this. Because one mistake, DMT's lineup is meant to tear you up in an instant.
Okay, if that is the case here, the only one that can be teared up right now in this time of the game is the Leon Paul, man. Being in the front line here is just very delicate and just very crucial. But if you do get in the front line, either get a setup, a counter setup against DMT, because right now they have piercing power through their own damage. So this is like the problem here. Tempest Dragon is here, wow, in the first game of this best of 5, and BLACKLIST International with the hopes of getting this a high ground turret. Can they take this away with just one cannon? And it's just going to be not enough.
Oh, okay. C-Pangs gets caught out there by Chami in the mid lane. That would have been a perfect fight and basically a diversion into that team fight, right? But right now, it's DMT with everything on the line to try and stop this Game 1 victory going in their favor.
In this push and pull, Aaron is the one person on the side of BLACKLIST that cannot die. If Aaron dies, they lose that escape mechanism in the form of the Destructive Deluge. That is the only one that will stop DMT from coming in as a 5-man strong roster.
Okay, since you've mentioned about the Destructive Deluge, good thing the Splendor has been picked up by Aaron. If ever he's the one to fall down, he can make a micro pick. But this is a good initiation, like a great macro play from the side of BLACKLIST. And we've seen Golden Kite pushing it up top, creating pressure too, and also the bottom lane. So they're really trying here to sandwich in DMT without minding this objective.
Chess, very important role here. He catches eyes, and here we go. It's the backline.
Okay, Golden Kite with the Sage's Sanctuary. He forces it to be taken away from him. Chami is stuck in the middle of the high ground turret. C-Pangs comes in, takes down Golden Kite for now. The resurrection from Chami is coming through. The Conductor of Souls is not going to be enough to sustain, and they're not starting the Tempest Dragon. DMT have the golden card. They need to get this and run it through the base, but they also need to pretend and take that defense to their high ground turret.
Oh my goodness, that was a disastrous attempt.
Oh, Toshi, 2 shoes with the kill onto Aaron right now. He wasn't able to get the Splendor. It was just too much damage too fast for the side of BLACKLIST as they're running down this Tempest Dragon. This could be the green light that DMT need to sort this Game 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether they can hear this from my mics. The crowd, Dominator themselves are growling, but the crowd is roaring at this point. This is a huge advantage for the side of Dominator.
Yeah, I don't know where that call came from. They were really wanted to take Jurl or L in that moment, but it was just a great amount of response for DMT that caught Golden Kite in a bad situation. And with that call, it turned out to be a disaster, and they need to hold more of their mistakes moving forward.
Yep, C-Pangs probably will not die that fast anymore. He has the Sky Dome. It's going to be an additional percentage of that damage reduction as well. So Dominator, they have acquired all this equipment, this inventories, these skills over the past 20 minutes. Can they finish the job here?
Yeah, that's the question, man. They also have the Tempest Dragon with them, and with the pressure building up, this is like the reverse scenario that BLACKLIST wanted to do against DMT. You gave them an opening, you gave them a mistake, they completely punished you through. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so things are starting to happen, right? Things are bubbling. It's like they have a Pepto in their stomach trying to just negate the gassiness of BLACKLIST for now, because it is starting to boil and the lid could come up at any moment. There we go. Path of Passage into him. It is going to be the Tremor Smash that knocks them up. The Magnus Plant, the burst wrap from Chaz for now. There it is. The slam dunk onto Golden Kite as well. Toshi down. L down. It is going to be a little bit of a last man standing. And there we go. C-Pangs with the Sage's Sanctuary. Chami is so low. He Path of Passes through. But it is going to be the Crystal going down in Game 1 for BLACKLIST DMT.
Oh my goodness! Everything happened so quick. They were looking for a chance to go for a comeback, but that 3-man knockup wasn't enough for BLACKLIST, and the space that they were trying to create gave them the win, and DMT is just smiling and taking game number 1.
Oh, that one hurt. That one hurt for the BLACKLIST fans, but Dominator fans, they are up in the air right